This is where you guys are being hypocrites, in my opinion. So you say that for Arda Güler, who's shown no sparks of anything.
Here we go.
But Ansu Fati, he's a similar thing. And you guys are.
No way. Your
but
number 10 is playing at Brighton, bro.
All right, boys. We got a hot one today. Kyle, what do we got?
So today we're going to be talking about our overrated 11 players that we think are just overrated in the league. We're just going to each pick a player and then kind of debate if we agree or disagree if we think they're properly rated or overrated.
Let's do it. What do you guys want to start off with? Start off with keepers?
Start off from the back. Let's do it.
All right, let's go.
First pick, I want to say Ter Stegen for being considered one of the top goalies in the world. I don't see it. I mean, yeah, he's good with his feet, but
He is.
I don't think he's up to par. He can't even take a Neuer's spot. So
Up to par with who? Like Neuer? The best goalie of all time?
you bring in another like Ederson. Who else? Tibu. He takes
Ederson?
easy.
Ederson?
Well, that's why. That's Ederson's my overrated.
Yeah, I wouldn't take
keeper.
Ederson.
I think he gets carried by an overpowered Man City team.
So would you guys say Ederson or Ter Stegen?
I think they're both overrated. That's a tough one.
I think you're overrated.
I'd favor Ederson in that argument, to be honest.
I don't know. I think Ter Stegen, he's definitely been inconsistent at times, but I still think he makes some crazy saves sometimes. I mean, he's saved Barca quite a few times, but I'll give it to you. Like, yeah, okay.
I mean, he's just good with his feet. What? That's a typical Barca goalie. Apart from that, just another goalie.
Yeah, but like if you think about it, most goalies aren't good. Like Courtois, great shots that were terrible with his feet. We didn't watch that Liverpool.
Yeah, but they're still trying to do that tiki-taka play. It's just like you guys gotta implement modern football. You gotta.
Yeah, but I don't think the goalie thing necessarily is just with the tiki-taka thing. I just think it just adds another dimension to the team. I don't really think it necessarily has to do with tiki-taka per se, but I don't know. I'll give it to you. Kyle, you got Ederson, you said?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you put him on any other EPL team, he'll struggle. I think he just has a solid defense and is just an overpowered Man City team that just helps him out and just covers up his mistakes. He only has 6 clean sheets in the EPL, and he has a 62% save percentage. And Man City gives up on the lower end of shots as is. So for the fact that he only has a 62% save percentage, and that's bottom 29% of the EPL, just tells me that he's
Getting carried by
his defense, overcompensated by his teammates.
So who'd you have, Andy?
I had Ederson, and then behind I had Dibu. So I think Dibu I wouldn't say he's completely overrated, but I think the hype train on Dibu isn't real.
Just like Messi when he won the World Cup.
I think there's a hype train on Dibu, and I just think he makes 20 mistakes in the Prem.
Did he win the best goalie?
At the World Cup?
No, the best goalie in the FIFA.
Well, you weren't best in the world.
And it wasn't included in the FIFA.
That's not.
That was a stretch for sure.
I don't think so. He had a great teammate, sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
He had a
for
great
sure,
tournament, but
No, I don't think he's all that, man. He makes a lot of mistakes.
Lunin is better than Dibu.
Okay. That's nice.
Kepa is better than Dibu.
No, I got Alisson though.
Allison,
Just because a lot of people consider him the best Prem keeper of all time. I don't even think he's near that, honestly.
No.
No, there's been a lot of seasons where I've seen he's pretty much cost Liverpool winning multiple premiers when they were lost by a point, 2 points behind Man City. But yeah, I can agree with Alisson and Ederson.
And I can think of goalies like couple off the top of my head who are better than them, like Czech, Schmeichel. What else we got? I'll take Van der Sar on this side.
yeah.
I don't know. I think they're all on a different tier compared to Alisson.
Yeah.
What about center backs? I got Araujo and Alaba, both playing for the top 2 teams in Spain. But I mean, they've been piecing up Araujo this season. It's not even a discussion. Alaba, I don't know how he's starting over Rudiger since we bought him. Probably coming back from the injury, probably back to the bench. But I don't know what you guys think.
I'm a Real Madrid fan, and I agree. I think Alaba is a little overhyped for sure.
He just mistake prone. I don't get it. Like, yes, he had a decent Champions League when we bought him the first year, but I don't know. I don't see how he's starting.
Christy, how do you feel about that Araujo pick?
Araujo, I think this season, being completely honest, that he has not been as good as he was last year. I definitely think he's had a few more mistakes. Now, him getting pieced up, I don't know about that.
There's look it up. Just look at him. We'll throw a clip or something. But
Because I feel like in your head, I already know what you're thinking of, the Meany thing. But if you look at the duels, he actually beat Meany in more duels than in that same game in the the Super Cup game.
it's not even just Vini. It's like all across competition.
But yeah,
last year maybe you could last year you guys had one of the best defenses in the world.
Yeah.
One of the best, yeah.
I guess just that whole formation in the back was just hiding each other from the
Yeah,
sides is
I
wrong.
think it's not just him either.
Yeah, but
Because it's also like, I feel like he's had to, because Koundé, he's been atrocious this season, and I feel like Araujo's had to kind of try to cover for him, and that creates more spaces, and it makes him look bad, and then the rest, it's their defensive system's not working.
yeah.
Another one. What do you guys got?
I have Lisandro Martinez and Manchester United.
shot.
Sorry, Andy.
I don't know. He's dealt with a lot of injuries. Why do you think he's overrated, though?
No, I get that he has some injuries, but like if you just look at some of his stats, they're pretty bad. For example, he's bottom 26% for tackles won, duels won. He's bottom 8% in the EPL. Interceptions, he's bottom 11%. And dribble pass by, he's bottom 6%. Those are bad numbers for the center back.
I feel like those are things you go on the FootMob or whatever app, and you just see that, and you're like, oh yeah, he's trash.
I think
But
seeing
he
him
doesn't really
play.
play much.
I think seeing him
I don't think he's good in general. Like you just
really.
you didn't hear about him at all before he went to Man U. Until what's the manager's name?
Ten Hag.
Ten Hag brings him over. Apart from that, he just under the radar. Like just another center back in the world.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Like,
just
right now, I guess he puts in hard in the game, which I respect. But
100%.
apart, Manchester United is used to center backs like Rio Ferdinand,
Right.
Who's
Nemanja.
Nemanja Vidic. Like, come on, bro. But I don't think he's on the.
It's just that I think also too is just like going to United puts that hype on any player just in
100%.
general. So
No, I think defensively, like you said, like we don't have that kind of like a Vidic in the back. I think Licha kind of has that attitude, but Homeboy's like what 5'8", 5'10".
Yeah.
In the back, he struggles with that a lot.
respected. But
Right, 100%. But he's just we're missing something.
Man, your backline is just
100%. It switches every single game, so it's just annoying.
like not even Barcelona is a World Cup winner and 5 Champions Leagues.
Yeah, but Varane, I feel like at Madrid was always next to another partner.
Yeah, like,
He's not like the main straight.
Right. He's not a leader.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
And then Maguire's
Harry Maguire.
he's like your son.
but dollar form. But
Underrated.
last two games were fine, but not consistent.
So Maguire's a leader though. That's one thing I will
He
give
just
him.
needs to
He's
step
not
up,
good,
though.
but he just needs to step up. Leader. Or I mean, he's a leader, but he's not good.
You're saying Maguire's a leader? Is he the captain of England?
He's the captain of a lot of the rosters he's been on.
Oh, he's been
He's a good leader. Just a pet football.
He's been
He will
Ronaldo's
He's been almost
captain.
captain.
Yeah, bro. Good leadership.
For real.
What do you have, Chris?
Who do I got? I got Rudiger, Thiago Silva.
really is probably one of the best
Rudiger is one of
since his Chelsea days.
Rudiger has one of the worst touches for a center back that I've seen.
I think he's solid.
I think he's solid. I think honestly, I think those two players aren't that hot, bro. Thiago Silva's just old, bro.
Yeah,
No, but no, but
I think
Thiago
just-
Silva has been overrated his whole career.
his
No
whole
career, that's
He's
statement.
no way.
And AC Milan, he was decent. But then if you want to base it like
PSG's like a big
BSG's
And
PSG.
he's decent, but that he's a top 3 defender in the world? No. I mean, one thing that comes to my head is they played Mexico in the Olympics final.
Yeah.
And he got destroyed by what he with that on.
Yeah.
So like it's kind of
That just kind of ruins his career.
I don't know, man. He's always been a little overrated. Like if it's between him or like Van Dijk, I'll take Van Dijk.
100%. But you don't think when he was like in the FIFA Pro 11, he was deserving of that spot?
like pro.
What year was that around? I don't even remember.
I'd probably say like 2013, 2014.
he was at PSG still.
That was PSG.
I'll take Ramos over him, easy. I'll take Pepe over him. I'll take Puyol over him. I don't think he's. But
I think he's just staying relevant because he's still playing at such a
that's what it is.
like he what is it?
And he's a good leader.
13 now.
He's a good man.
He's a Vidic back then. I'll take Vidic over him
That's
easy.
true.
You know, so I don't rate him And Rudiger, yeah, he's a physical beast and stuff, but
He stopped Haaland.
I
They took him out the next game, and it's like,
I don't think he necessarily stopped him himself, though. I think it was more of a team thing. And also, I think City used that to their advantage. They could deploy other players to, like, big damage, if that makes sense.
I don't know. I think he's been solid since he's.
No, don't get me wrong. He's been solid, but I just don't think he's. Some people say he's the top 3 center back in the world. He's not. He's not even top 5.
This season yet?
Who are you putting above him?
Nah.
Who would we put
exactly.
above him?
Right now, I'll put Van Dijk still. I'll put Araujo above him. I'll put
Araujo this season over Rudiger.
I'll still take him just because of his leadership qualities. I'll take what's it called? Madrid's other center back.
Militao.
I'll take Militao down Rudiger.
It's been out all season.
I'm saying this season.
Others on the top of my head, but I just don't. I just think he's so limited with the ball on his feet that like Madrid needs somebody who could play better out the back.
I think was Ramos's replacement because Real Madrid with Pepe and Ramos had like that mean like statement
so
backfielder. I think that was their that's like the vision that Madrid wanted to have back. Like we have a mean defense, and I think he plays that role perfectly.
Yeah,
like, he's a solid defender, but like
he's not complete defender.
Yeah, he's not complete. I would agree with that, but he gets the job done now for sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of Madrid defenders, I'm not a fan of your captain. I'm not a fan of Nacho. I would say he's kind of, as like Madrid captain, I think it's kind of overrated, bro. I think it makes sense for the longest.
I don't know if people are overrating him. I know he's been one club man.
A lot of mistakes, bro.
But I feel like his role was always off the bench or secondary role. Like, all right, one guy's out, so I got to put in that role for a game or two.
Yeah.
But as far as starting week in, week out, I think it's just getting to him.
Catching up.
Yeah.
As getting a little older.
Yeah, 100%.
I feel like he's pretty versatile. He can play anywhere.
Yes.
But yeah,
that's what I do like about him.
Yeah.
But as far as being overrated, I think he's decently rated. I don't know.
I see it as in like, you think of like a Madrid captain and you just think of these insane players, and I don't think he fills that role. I think right now, somebody else on the team, I think to take that.
He could though, just because he's a man from the youth ranks and stuff. So he kind of like represents what like he feels the club colors. You know?
Yeah.
That's why I could see him being him and Carvajal. I feel like they do a good job.
That's what I was gonna say. To be honest, would rather have Carvajal as captain. I don't know what you guys think, but that would be my pick.
I mean, when pretend you have Militao with Rudiger healthy, not just not playing.
Yeah.
Orban is going on Carvajal.
Even Alaba, if he's healthy, he's not playing.
Yeah.
Because Ancelotti just loves Alaba for whatever reason. But
I don't know.
But you guys want to move on to outside backs?
Yeah, so one that might offend some people is I have Reece James just because the EPL just likes to hype him up. I mean, he is a phenomenal player, don't get me wrong, but he can't stay healthy at all.
Made a class.
And every year you just hear conversations that if Reece James can stay healthy, he'll be a top right back in the EPL or the world. But every year it's F. And I just don't think he deserves that best player for
him and Trent.
missing so many games.
Him and Trent.
Yeah, Trent?
Trent for sure. You play against Madrid, he gets pieced up. Against any decent winger in the world, he gets pieced up.
The thing with Trent is like, I feel like everybody acknowledges he's not good at defending. I don't think everybody's like, oh, he's the best right back.
So then move him up. Why?
But that's the joined in the talks about being
the best right.
Hear it.
Yeah.
Well, because if he's in the talks for that,
he is in the talks.
Yeah. That's fair to say he's overrated. But I feel like I used to hear those like 2-3 years ago. This past season, I feel like last season he had a pretty bad season, and this season people aren't really rating
him.
I think he's very versatile player, but for like a specific defender, he shouldn't be in the conversation.
I think it's also, you're saying move him up, but it's also because he's not
a midfielder.
He's not a midfielder.
Yeah.
So he's kind of like in that awkward position where like you can put him as a defender or an attacker.
He's a good floating player.
Maybe he's better than like 5 defenders, like a wing back or something. I don't know.
But like if he's a floating player, which he basically is, he's very good at it, but you can't say a floating player is the best at that position because he's not a true right back.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's fair to say. You get, would you have?
I have Reece James.
Reece James.
Essentially the same thing.
Since Chelsea won the Champions League. How many games do you think Reece James and Chilwell played together?
I don't know. I mean,
They won it. They won in 2020.
I'm gonna say I'm crazy, like 5 games or something.
11.
Which
11.
is insane.
That's just
Damn.
crazy.
That is
so that's
insane.
why it's like
They never had their starting.
So they're
outside
always
back.
healthy, but yet every year it's Reece James.
Is a healthy Chelsea competing for the Prem?
No, I think they compete for Champions League positions, but not Prem.
Yeah. They just have too much turnover.
What are they at right now?
In
like-
the Prem, they're in 10.
I think they compete for Europa, maybe 4th place, maybe.
Fully healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's hard when they just keep changing their squad these last couple of years, constantly buying and selling players.
Yeah.
It's hard to build this
whole
whole street
revamp,
base. Yeah, what did they spend? They
A
close
lot.
to $1 billion, and
It's
then
a
made
lot.
almost
Yeah.
all of it
It's
back
a
and then
lot.
spent on more. It's like,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, because they offloaded a ton of players this past season.
Yeah.
Speaking of Chelsea, they bought Enzo Fernandez, who I also have on my list. I don't know. All this hype around the guy. Yes, he's young, but I don't see it yet. There's rumors he might leave Chelsea. I don't know if he was as top as he is, he would stay and change the dynamic of the team. So
He wants to leave.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think he got a lot of hype from the World Cup.
He had a good solid term.
Yeah.
There's like another player
But
like
that's what happens a lot. Like, World Cup comes around, players step up,
carries
and then
them.
it carries them into
I
the
think he made a desperate decision just to get out of Benfica and make more money and play Champions League. I think it was the best team for him.
You don't.
Didn't he sign
I don't think Chelsea was the right team for
He
him.
signed him
5-6 years.
super long. Yeah, I thought I read that he's regretting that he signed for that
Yeah.
long. For that long.
But yeah, because like I said, I think he was desperate. Like he just wanted to get out. He's like, I want to play for a real, like a big club. No offense to Benfica, but like he wants to play for like a big team.
Yeah.
I think he would have been suited better at another team with like a different dynamic.
It was a little rushed for sure.
Because yeah, I don't know. But like back to the outside backs, like Trent, how we were saying, not the best defender stuff. I had Hakimi, who I feel like is pretty bad defensively.
Yeah, I had him on my list, but then I went with Reece James instead. So
For those
I
players,
agree with that.
yeah,
I
I just-
agree with them.
They use their pace to just fix their mistakes. So
But
I mean,
does he really? Like you mean he uses his pace?
like they can afford certain amount of mistakes because he's able to track back with his pace. And I mean,
I guess, but
I don't see him being called one of the best outside backs in the world.
Right, like you don't.
Yeah. So I mean, I think he's probably
that's why I
rated.
think he's overrated.
Yeah. I feel like PSG is the king of the overrated team. Like, a player is in their prime doing good and they're starting to fall off a little bit, and then PSG will go splash money and build a team around like a bunch of overrated players.
Fair enough to say.
Like, just think about like some of the big names that went there, but they weren't in their prime. I feel like PSG, and that's a good spot.
I feel like too with like outside backs, like they all have like similar, like these overrated ones. They all have similar issues. Like their defensive issue, they're like fast or something,
Speedster.
and they just lack defensive quality. So like I got on the other side, I got Theo Hernandez. It's like a similar issue. Like he's good on the attack. He's a great defender. And I'll say he's a little bit better than Hakimi on defense, but he's still not like.
But
Like
Cam-
people still get by him.
Camavinga took his spot in the World Cup final.
Yeah.
Camavinga, like God.
Camavinga, speaking of Camavinga, another overrated player for Madrid.
I don't think he's overrated.
Overrated at defensive mid. He is overrated.
He's another.
He offers nothing.
Right. He's all over though.
He offers nothing.
He just that athleticism allows him to try to fill that role while we don't have a specific CDM like Chouameni, or we play close in there sometimes. But I think he does a good job. I don't think he's overrated at all. He's probably gonna be.
Well, I do think his pace helps him a lot if you watch him play. Like
But that's kind of
he
like
does overpass
that's
the
kinda
same person mistakes because
like
he's so
Hakimi
fast.
is-
You just get right back on the ball because of his speed.
Camavinga's a god. What do you mean?
His on the ball, he doesn't produce.
I feel like he does play kind of weird, but he just be totally.
His cuts look
I
great.
think
Let's run a
Chouameni's
length
a lot
but
better than him at that position.
I feel like Chouameni's more technical, but Camavinga is just.
Chouameni's pretty physical. He's not as
Yeah,
fast, but
he
he's
is.
physical.
Like
too.
all these players coming up nowadays are just modern football more. It's all about physicality,
yeah.
and then you add plus the technique. Then you have a modern football.
I think Camavinga is better at left back than defensive mid.
He did kill it at left back. He did work.
I think he should stay there.
I think he's a key player in Madrid, and like we talked about floating players, then that's kind of his role in Madrid. He doesn't have like a set destination.
I think we see
They
that.
put him where they need him.
Guess if you wanna say that, if that makes you feel better.
I think if he goes to Barca, he slots right in, takes any.
I think he
spot.
doesn't slot in anywhere.
Easy. Who you start over then?
That left back, baby.
Nah, but he's
Even forward.
Who would you have him? If he went to Barcelona,
like, what does he produce like for Madrid then, like in the pivot position?
he does help the attack.
Why are you so fixated on being in the pivot though?
Well, that's because that's where I put him in the overrated.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, because left back I wouldn't have him overrated. I think he's a good left back, but I think in the pivot position he lacks.
I guess
He doesn't dictate. He doesn't have good passing.
Yeah, but that's what Kroos. I mean, usually when he does play pivot, Kroos is there alongside him.
Not always though. Sometimes it's Bellingham and Valverde.
Then you have Valverde alongside. Valverde drops back.
Yeah, but that was dictating.
You know, you have Bellingham.
He's playing striker.
Doing anything you need him to do.
He's playing striker.
sure. Cool.
All right, who else you got?
Yeah.
What you got? What you want?
We're at the
We throw in Jorginho. I think Jorginho isn't a good pickup for Arsenal at all, to
Was
be
he
honest.
free? No, right? Because they got rid of the January transfer.
Yeah, they paid for him. They
That was
paid for
not-
him. I don't think it was a smart move on Arsenal's point. I don't think they need him.
He almost won the Ballon d'Or, what, 3 years ago?
Third place.
Yeah,
Third place?
Yeah, but that was only just the Euros and then the Champions
Got it
League.
off team merits.
Yeah, 100%. But nah, I think that's Arsenal just were fine without him. Before they signed him, they were first in the Prem, and afterwards, it doesn't
He's not even watching with that, right? How about this
Yeah, no.
Rice? Another overrated
Declan Rice?
Declan Rice.
Oh, that's gonna be a hot one on the internet.
No way.
This is another English player that they hype up, that the media hypes up, that like Palmer, Saka, Rashford, Shaw. Like these guys are just regular players that just.
I think he's a solid.
Yeah, I think
center
that's
defensive.
solid.
He plays his position like he's supposed to. He plays
He's
it well.
solid, but I think he is overrated. Like the shouts that I've been seeing, like that's one of the best midfielders of our generation since we was on West Ham. Already like one of the best players. Like dude, like he's just going up the ranks right
How
now.
old is he, guy? You know, it's top of your head.
I don't know.
24?
He's pretty young.
24 or something.
I mean, he had a good run last year with West Ham. He got him a European title. Man.
Yeah, but you're comparing Rice to like a Rodri to a. I think Chouameni is miles ahead of Rice.
No, I don't agree.
Who else? Oriol Romelu from Barca, miles ahead of Rice.
Oh, you know, man.
No, I don't know. I just think he's a decent player, but I don't think he's one of the best in the Prem. Nah, we're still 150, 120 mil.
Do you guys agree with
That is a high price tag.
Chouameni's miles ahead of Rice. I don't
Miles.
agree with that.
I won't say
I
Miles.
wouldn't say Miles.
I don't even know if he's ahead at all.
No, he's definitely ahead, but not Miles. I think it's. I don't know.
Chouameni's been dropped from the Madrid squad a few times.
For I think twice.
yeah,
We lost every single time he was dropped.
Yeah.
I think only behind Rodri, he's probably the best
Chouameni?
CDM in the world.
I mean, just because there's not really many of them, I feel like.
Okay, then good.
Pretty low quality. No, I think Rice is better than Chouameni, though.
I don't think so.
You know why, though? It's because I feel like he's more of a leader. I think Rice is... He's a leader. Chouameni's not. Chouameni, you just remember him for missing a PK in the World Cup.
Always figure out the past.
Like,
All right, well, what do you guys think about Kimmich then? I think he's alright.
I feel like people are shitting on him this season. Like, everybody's saying he's bad this year. I don't know.
Well, he had a ton of hype going into the season, and then he's just not living up to it.
what is he, 28 now?
Yeah.
Tell you what, like,
He was expected to do a lot of things, but he hasn't really produced anything.
what do you think? He should have stayed as right back.
I mean, like, what are people expecting him to do, though? Like, he's just like a...
He just plays his role.
Yeah, like, he's not going to be outstanding or anything. I mean, he's the captain of Bayern, though, isn't it?
Yeah. What if he goes? There's rumors he might go to Barca.
I mean, he's a good addition. I'll take him. I don't think he's going to make a dramatic difference, but
He starts over Frankie for sure.
For sure.
I don't think so. I think they play together.
I don't know. I think he takes Frankie's spot. That's another overrated guy I got. Another side-to-side pass merchant. I don't see it.
See, like, how do you say Camavinga is doing all this and he does the same exact thing, except Frankie actually gives the team more fluidity.
He doesn't.
He
What
does.
fluidity?
He cleans the zone.
What zone?
He gets
The only reason you're in third place is because of 16-year-old Yamal. Apart from
He wasn't
he
even
could be
playing
a
like half
terrible
the season. He wasn't even playing half the season.
Negative.
That's very controversial. Which leads me to my next player, Federico El Pajarito Valverde.
Valverde's like God, generational player.
Can we talk about his stats?
He
Worse
just- he
stats
just-
than Pedri and Frankie de Jong. Less goals, less assists in La Liga. Gondowan has 6 more goals than him, and he's been destroyed this season.
Bundesliga's been good.
He's been good this season,
Yeah.
and he's been getting destroyed by the media.
But Valverde, I think he just offers to the game something apart from all the stats. He box to box. Like, you
He
know,
offers a lot of violence too. He likes to go harass people and stuff.
I think you take out Valverde from the squad, you don't see Madrid where they are right now.
I think he's what you saying.
He's already what, the Uruguay captain. There's a reason why he's the Uruguay captain.
Yeah, and then he led them to a group stage elimination.
I mean, playing with Araujo, what else can you do? You know,
Araujo didn't play.
he played like the last game, I think,
Yeah, water.
the most important one, and nothing.
And that's why that's when they didn't get scored on. And who you got midfield?
This is a tough one to say, bro, but I got Bruno Fernandes from Man U.
What was it? That's a Man U fan.
Nah, bro. He hasn't stepped up.
Respect.
No, he works hard, man. He has a good work ethic, but in terms of him saving us from key games and stepping up to the plate, I think we're relying too much on our youngsters. And it's almost like that's not the longevity of that is not there. It's like last year with Rashford. That was our whole season. If without Rashford, we're what? 7th, 8th? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's the same thing. It's kind of like lucky breaks with these youngsters. So, him as the captain of Man U, yeah, man, 3 goals, 5 assists in the prime. It's got to be better, bro. You're Manchester United.
I agree, and then people also question his leadership skills too. That he acts like immature, and
Kind of like Brad.
bratty, and not a solid leader. So
I think he fixed that for sure. But I think his leadership would come more from setting an example. Mm-hmm. That work ethic, I think he hustles. But yeah, I think it's still missing for Man U.
The games I've seen them play Man U, he does provide a bunch of chances that your forwards do end up missing all the time.
Yeah.
But as far as getting shouts of being better than the likes of KDB, I don't think so.
No, nowhere near, bro.
No.
Absolutely not. Yeah, if you want to be a top 4 team, we need to have someone world class leading the team, and
KDB is way more overrated.
yeah, get out of here. Let's set this down. Anybody else? Who else we got?
Another more attacking midfielder I have is Musiala.
Really? I feel like you were
Isn't done.
last season. You were like
Not
really
last
fond of
season.
him.
Yeah, last season. That's what I'm saying. Like, I wanted him at Madrid. There was talks about him coming. He had a great season. This year, it just seems like he's a ghost.
And this is why Kyle's not Madrid sporting director.
No, I mean, going off what Kyle said, there was links at the World Cup looking at him. He had a decent World Cup. Obviously, Germany did.
There was a lot of wins.
But as far as how the season started, he hasn't lived up to the hype. So I guess you can call him overrated.
Yeah.
People were saying he's better than Bellingham. Look how he started the season.
Fair enough.
In order for the Ballon d'Or.
Was your other center mid?
Rodrigo de Paul offers absolutely nothing to the game.
Oof.
What do you guys think?
I don't want to say nothing.
I'm gonna say
I want to say nothing.
I don't get how he starts for Argentina and Atletico Madrid.
what you were saying about Valverde, that he offers stuff. That's not seen it. The Paul is kind of similar. Like he offers, he's like that dude's a beast. He runs the whole field. He's hungry. Like he might not provide goal and assist like other players.
And he started plays and stuff like that.
But
yeah.
he's a workhorse.
Yeah, workhorse.
Okay. I don't see it, but that's what you guys think. Sorry, Atletico fans.
You see the jersey?
What about forwards? What you guys got?
One on mine is Marcus Rashford. I think
Flashy.
he just has that Man United hype, and he just can't live up to it. And then he gets all the extra hype from the Nike deals he has. He's never had more than 17 goals in the EPL. This season, he only has 5 goals. And I just think that he gets too much media attention and hype from Man United fans.
What do you guys think?
He's a good player.
I don't know what Slu thinks.
No, I'm just comment, bro.
He's-
I was you guys think.
He's a good player. Don't get me wrong, but like I think he is overhyped.
Another overhyped English player by the media.
And
I don't want to say overhyped, bro. He had 30 goals last season. It's just hard coming off of that and then seeing what he's doing this season. Now, this season is very lost.
He got the bag and was like, I'm
He
out.
got the bag. And he's like 5 goals.
But I don't think.
so was last season a fluke?
No, well, like I said, it was a lucky break, bro. We depended. Yeah, I said we depended way too much. I would say overall, bro. His quality. He shows he has talent, and that's what. Like the stats don't show that he's a quality player. It's just in the final third, he kind of panics. Either he takes a terrible shot or dishes off a terrible ball to either Højlund or Garnacho.
He doesn't start for England, does he?
Depends on the games. I think he's like a rotational player, but I think he gets good minutes.
I mean, if you look at him, he's like miles ahead of like Beanie or Rodrigo. Like,
Not
He'll take their spot on the field.
He's still, it's still hurting.
I would say
He's still hurting.
So yeah, I say he's talented, but overhyped.
no, he's talented. He definitely got qualities, but yeah, he's not consistent.
Yeah.
That's his problem.
Yeah, I think I could give it to you just because of the season he had last year, and then this season's just shit. So
I mean, he's got his own boot line too. That's crazy. I mean, he's really done it.
I mean, honestly, like any player getting their own boot line at this point.
Not many of them get their own.
You saw Juice getting his?
Because he deserves it.
I mean,
Not on the back
really. What if he completely falls off? next
Yeah, that's
season?
what I was talking about.
It's not even been a full season.
Yeah, I mean that's
Not even
that's
Messi.
season, but he's not overhyped. He's
yeah, Messi's wearing Nike.
Yeah.
What do you got for attacker?
This one also hurts because I'm just a big fan. You know, in the 2010s, he's a huge player for Barca, but I threw Neymar down as overrated.
Really?
I threw Neymar down just because I don't know, man. Like I think 10 years ago, 12 years ago, when he was at Santos, you think, you know, in 15, 20 years, this dude's gonna be a god. That's what he was set up to do, and I just think his moves, he kind of had his peak, and each move is just taking him lower and lower. You know, you're expecting Neymar to win World Cups. What would he do? Other than
I think if he stays at Barca, we'd have a whole different conversation.
100%. So he's relatively young if we're comparing to other players. Let's say Luan on Barca, he's still playing there. We have other players that are older still producing. And I think it's almost like disappointing as a football fan.
Yeah.
You know, you have this dude who's probably one of the most skilled players, but in terms of producing and getting results, Champions League trophies, I don't know.
I see people put Messi, Neymar, Ronaldo,
No way.
For a career or like for a certain season?
like career,
Oh, no. For a certain season, I could see.
like or peak. What do you say peak?
Oh,
prime.
Well, I've heard the argument. People saying Ronaldo, Neymar's closer to Ronaldo and Ronaldo's closer to Messi. Nah, that's so stupid. No, that's invalid.
I cannot really get like, you have to see like closer than what? Like, what do you mean?
Just go.
It's just
ability surpasses Ronaldo.
sure, but just I think overall, like
Overall,
it's not.
overall,
That's what I'm saying.
Complete.
Honestly, though, but I think too. Like, I think Messi is so far ahead of Ronaldo that honestly I could see it. I don't really think that's that bad of an argument, honestly.
It's
Not a lot of goals and
no.
hardware Ronaldo brought in compared to Neymar. Like,
Yeah,
goals.
That's what I'm saying. And because Ronaldo can step
All those
up.
goals. That's like too much.
Yeah, but yeah, I think Neymar a little overrated. It sucks to say, to be honest.
my
Career, I think, this season I would say no, just because he barely even played.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm talking like the last 2-3 years, even as it is with PSG.
Once Neymar signed away his career to go to Saudi, it's just the hype is just gone with him.
That's what I'm saying.
That was my thing.
You seen how he came back after his injury?
Gone. What?
Shelby is that on right? You get to
Look at the picture of Raheem.
I got another one. I got Harry Kane with Bayern Munich.
That's
interesting.
That's not overrated.
Because Bundesliga, he is scoring. That's what I'm saying.
He scores. If he can score, he can score week in, week out. But I mean, his trophy cabinet is empty.
Honestly, I agree with you too. Like, I have him on mine, but I don't think it's because of the trophy cabinet. 'Cause that's a team thing. That's kind of, I don't really agree with that.
Yeah.
But like the Lazio game we just saw against Bayern, what did he do? Leverkusen, what'd he do?
I mean, I got more medals in my house. So
The World Cup was England. The key moment when he missed the penalty, right, against France.
That's fair.
I don't know.
I mean, like, yeah, because he's getting shots of being better than the likes of Suarez.
that's
Nah,
not.
God, he carried Liverpool to an almost Premier League title.
He beat Messi and Ronaldo to a golden boot.
Exactly.
Right.
Competing with goals that I guess two guys that were scoring for fun, bro.
Yeah, nah, he's overrated for sure. He's a good player, so I think we can agree. He's a good player,
great striker.
great striker, but he's just a little bit overhyped overall.
What else do you guys got?
I got another one. He's not a striker, but he's an attacking player. He's a youngster. He got a lot of hype before the season. He was between Barca and Madrid. He ended up going to Madrid. We got Arda Güler.
He's like, God.
He is not living. He hasn't even played a game.
He's been injured. He's young.
He's injured.
He played La Liga.
I think he has like less than 90 minutes, honestly.
We're in February. The season started in what?
He got injured.
August,
He was injured.
September.
That's straight
He had
injury.
3 back-to-back injuries. Right? He didn't even get to play.
That's a terrible sign.
You see, anytime they ask a Madrid player over Arda, they reply with generational diamond, godlike.
Okay, this is where you guys are being hypocrites, in my opinion. So you say that for Arda Güler, who's shown no sparks of anything.
Here we go.
But Ansu Fati, he's a similar thing. And you guys are.
No way.
No,
Your
but
number
he-
10 is playing at Brighton, bro.
Okay, back to it.
I was ready
I'm just saying, but isn't that the similar situation though? At least Ansu Fati before his injury, he
He was
showed.
good. He was a god.
Has Arda shown anything?
But you know
we have
what?
to
The
play.
play.
Give it the chance.
It's because of change. It's because of the injuries.
He hasn't even rated yet.
So then how?
Yeah, he's not even
So
rated.
how can you call him? He's the best young player in the world if he hasn't even played yet. There's a lot of people who say that.
He says he has the potential to be
Yeah.
the best youngster in the world.
Okay, everyone has the potential to do everything. What? They never do nothing.
No, honestly, I'm gonna do a hot take. I think he's gonna do better than Bellingham and Mbappe.
He's gonna do better than Bellingham and Mbappe?
Like,
Oh my God. Watch out for Arda
in terms of like longevity of the career.
Yeah, sure.
I think-
I just think you're gonna see a bunch more Arda Güler shirts than Bellingham and Mbappe.
Dude, he's gonna be in. Oh my god, he's gonna be at Brighton next season.
Going on Ansu Fati.
Lonzo's going back to Barca. I just don't get how you can say that when he has literally shown nothing, and he's not even played on a big team before. At least Ansu proved it on Barca.
Have we seen the training videos?
Yes,
God, training videos.
Yeah, that man is a penny killer, bro.
Does he even train?
He does.
Yeah, he's a killer in
I
training.
see him in a wheelchair.
All right, got last two I got Joao Felix and Martinelli. What you guys think?
I agree with Joao Felix.
I agree with both.
I have him as well.
both.
I have Martinelli on mine.
I think a lot of Arsenal fans hype up Martinelli like he's a god. He doesn't even start for Brazil, bro. Like, I don't think he's top rated.
That I feel like a lot of people use that. I might agree with that just because. He's competing with Vinicius. What is he gonna? He's not gonna be Vinicius.
Vinicius hasn't been good for Brazil either.
He hasn't, but he's got more.
You would think Martinelli would try to step up in the pecking order, but he's just not good. And people rate him as one of the best wingers in the Prem.
I think it's just because the Prem lacks so many good wingers. Of like, who else?
You like wingers overall. All you have is what? Vinicius and who else? Now from Yamal. Who else?
In the Prem, who's Who is there?
Garnacho, boy, what you mean?
Martinelli's better than that.
They're settling with people with like what's that Man City guy?
Jeremy Doku's
Bro, like come on.
I think he's solid though.
You compare Doku against wingers from like back then, a few years before. He's like in the last of the list. But now they're like, oh, Doku's probably the best winger in the, or more fanciest winger in the league.
Because there's none.
Just because there's none.
of us. Yeah.
The game
Guys who just want to go 1-on-1.
Yeah, there's no like true wingers like we had back in
I
the
think
day.
like Martinelli, he's kind of like, he's just a fast break player.
Yeah.
I think like when the other team is back in their defensive block,
He's
not
like
gonna
the
create,
4-2.
he's not gonna create like
Yeah.
something like Vinicius would, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's fair. But Felix, I don't have him on that, but I agree with also he's been overrated. Not just at Barca,
What teams has been on you already?
Atletico, Chelsea, Barca,
Benfica.
Benfica.
He was good at Benfica.
He was good at Benfica, but he keeps moving around from top club to top club.
keep
He's just
hearing
not
about-
doing anything.
Yeah.
They're just trading him like trading cards, and it's like every time he's moving somewhere, they build up all this hype around him, and then he starts for like 2-3 games in a row, and then you just don't hear anything.
Kind of like he hasn't had a season like Rashford has, but like Rashford, he's shown quality. He has quality,
yeah.
but he's just not consistent.
Yeah, consistency is his biggest problem.
He's out. Is he out for the rest of the season?
Felix?
Uh-huh.
No, he should be back soon.
I mean, he's still.
But I mean, like, he's not gonna do anything.
He's what, behind Ferran Torres?
He
right
honestly
now?
plays better when he subs on in the last 10 minutes. Because, yeah.
But another god midfielder or winger I have in the EPL is Anthony.
He's a god.
He's a god.
What did he have? 0
I
goals?
feel like everybody agrees that
you
he's
say-
bad, though.
He is kind of
He just had a bunch of hype when he came to Manchester United, and
the fidget spinner. Yeah, my hands are up, bro. I'm not saying anything.
the big flout.
He's not really.
So he just had to be on the list. Like,
Yeah.
that was a bad
Took his spot. Got Nacho on the right.
Garnacho
They did the more.
Yeah.
Ronaldo
Yeah, right.
Jr.
You heard what was it? I think it was Di Maria who was saying.
Oh, stop
they asked him.
celebrating?
Yeah, they're like, oh, what do you think about Garnacho? It's like, oh, great player. But he's like, you gotta celebrate like Messi.
And then the next following game, he scores and sits up.
Yeah, he said something.
Yeah.
There's Champions League.
There's that.
It's kind of just getting. Garnacho seems kind of like immature. I don't know. He seems like he's not mentally.
How old is he?
18, 19. He's like
really
young,
young. How'd you
bro.
expect?
He's really young.
He's young.
Looks like he just had.
20 and he looks way more mature.
I guess you're right.
Yeah, but Bellingham, who else in the last 5 years has been that level at 20 years old?
I'm not even talking about level. I'm just talking about like maturity. Lamine Yamal looks more mature than Garnacho, and he's.
What do you say mature though? What do you like? What do you
celebrates when he scores?
Right.
Not even the celebration.
Because he got nice teeth now, bro.
Oh, but he's always like arguing. He seems like he has a bad attitude, and like I don't know. He just doesn't seem like.
Typical Argentino, pues.
Going out.
Anyway, I think I'm gonna say my two players up top. Oh, I already said Kane, so we already kind of talked about it. But my other one I had was Lautaro Martinez. I think he's very limited
I think he's
as a
good
player.
in the Serie A.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I mean, he lost his place to Juli.
Yeah. But I think with Inter, he's solid.
Not in the Champions League.
He has, I think, it's like 4 goals, bro, in group stage.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I mean, the Champions League doesn't start until
now.
now.
Nice to see.
This is what we're gonna see. And in the important games, he never does anything. Same with Argentina. He doesn't produce.
Yeah, I could see it.
He's pretty slow. Sure. I don't know. He's slow. Not very. I don't think he's.
Reminds you of
steady.
Well, how much hype did he have to start the season?
He's been having hype, not even just this season, for like multiple seasons, saying he's best player in Serie A, one of the best strikers in the world, and like, I don't really even see any transfer news about him. Like, I don't see like any teams linked to him, because you think
I didn't really
there's
think
that
he
one
was
see
at all.
you or Madrid or somebody pop up.
No, I think he stays at Inter for a bit.
Yeah.
He's their captain. He's got it locked down.
Yeah. You guys, who you guys got up top?
Lewandowski.
Boy. Yeah, I thought he have one
Lewa.
too.
They on Disney.
Yeah. That.
I think moving over to Barca just doesn't suit him.
I think it exposed him.
Yeah, I think that's good when it's exposed. Yeah.
I think it exposed him. I don't think he got worse. I mean, he got worse because he's getting older and he's slower. But I honestly thought, I feel like people forget about how many goals he was missing at Bayern. Yeah, he was scoring a lot, but he was missing a lot.
Yeah, but Bayern were just piecing up the Bundesliga.
Yeah, it shows how bad Bundesliga is compared to La Liga. Because he's struggling.
Yeah, he's struggling. And
Doesn't even look like he wants to be there.
for Barca?
Yeah. He looks not like he's hates Barca, but when he plays, it's just like no passion. He just seems like he's like frustrated, throwing his hands
When's
up.
his contract then?
Tantrums.
I think he's got one more, I think. I think he has back season.
You think they offload him?
I don't know. I think they're going to keep one more season. I think they're going to fulfill his contract. Just because, unless they sell him maybe to Saudi, maybe rip them off or something.
Yeah, get some money back.
Well, like, other than that, I would see another team buying him for a big price tag.
How old is he? 36? I 36.
He's old, bro. Yeah.
You guys got anybody else up top?
I already said him.
Yeah, I already said my three.
So you go on to managers?
That's all I got left unless you guys have some.
Honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions?
after.
We'll do that after. All right, so what do you got? Manager.
Overrated manager?
Overrated manager.
Me? Bayern's Tuchel.
Thomas Tuchel?
Tuchel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see that 10 losses was in 50 games, and then the previous manager 10 losses to like almost 100. So
Yep.
definitely not.
I mean, he took PSG to the Champions League final, but that was during COVID.
That was the same
that
like
year.
Same with Chelsea.
bracket
And then
and
he
stuff.
won. Yeah,
You
he
won it
won it
with
with
Chelsea.
Chelsea.
He won it with
He just goes
Chelsea.
to Bayern, and you're just like you can't even win with your Bayern team in the Bundesliga, and a brand new Xabi Alonso coach is gonna sweep you guys 3-0.
How did Chelsea eliminate that year? Oh, they won in Madrid, right?
Summer.
They played in our training camp. We had a lot of injuries that year, though. Well, no, we might have seen it
Sounds like
early.
excuses.
Captain America pieced you up.
Sounds like excuses.
LeBron James.
But yeah, I think just like having a manager with that much hardware and experience coming to Bayern and performing this poorly, I just think he's just overhyped this year.
Yeah, I just still don't really know the reasons why they fired Nagelsmann. So, because didn't they win every Champions League game when he was there?
Yeah, I saw he had like 10 losses in around 90 games.
Yeah,
Tuchel has 10 in like 45.
that was
50.
That was a very precipitated decision because they were about to play City in the Champions League and they got Tuchel and they got destroyed. Where they lost like 3-0 the first leg.
Yeah.
That was I feel like it was more like they had Nagelsmann, but they weren't completely convinced, and they saw Tuchel was available, and they're like, "Oh, we gotta get him before somebody else does." But might have ended up screwing them over.
All right, I got one. My hot take: Guardiola, overrated. Guardiola.
Overrated.
I'm trying to think your
He
angle.
come
No?
into City and asked for, I want 50 million here, 80 million here. I don't like this guy. I'll buy another 60 million player here, another 80 million player.
Okay, but PSG did the same thing, and then
He
they
won a
win it.
treble.
We have the most expensive team, bro. Look where we're at. We're in sixth place in the.
He won a treble
EPL.
last year.
I don't think he goes to another mid-table team with no
Okay, but
finances and hasn't played like that,
this condition.
I mean, I think it's gonna be tough to do that.
or a team in transition. I don't think he.
He's not win Champions Leagues, but I think over
How
time
much
they'll,
did City spend?
Yeah, with money.
they'll build something.
Well, compared to like United and Chelsea, I don't think City spent nearly as close as those two teams.
I just
And he's still winning.
it's like
insane.
why isn't PSG?
What is the number?
If it's so easy, you go spend money here, there. Why is PSG?
I mean, I guess you start looking at board of directors.
Why does Man U win? They spend money here, there. They win anything.
They're not winning none, yeah.
It's not.
That's a hot take. I do not agree with that.
I don't agree with that either.
Look, guys.
What do you got, Kyle?
What do you mean?
Or I mean, not Kyle. My bad. Andy, you're the one who was next.
For managers,
Manager, yeah. Yeah, you said Tuchel. My bad.
look, can I pick a manager?
Oh, I'm going to my bad.
Go on, yours.
Carlo Ancelotti,
Oh my.
very overrated manager. In his
In what way?
past 10 years, very overrated. He did well with Milan. Before that, terrible.
He won with Chelsea.
He won with Chelsea, won with PSG, the leagues.
We could scratch. Liga.
Okay. But
I mean, we're still a winner.
We're forgetting 10 years. Everybody likes to forget about his 10 years at Napoli and Everton. Atrocious. He brought in his players, did terrible with both of them, and then he just left them there. He came, made them spend money, then he just ditched them after things weren't going his way.
Like James.
That's bullshit.
No, I think Ancelotti is probably one of the greats in history.
And on Real Madrid, I don't even think he is one of the key things about the team. Yeah, he's probably good at organizing the dressing room.
Look at the injuries we have this year.
But
He's doing magic.
yeah,
How do you think?
Yeah, we're gonna,
He's
win
working
the
his
league
way
this year.
past, yeah.
We're gonna win the league this year.
he doesn't have magic. We have Bellingham.
There's no way.
That was a good pickup by him,
We lost basically our whole entire backline. Look at us.
and we're still up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said I'll give it to him. I'm not saying he's a bad manager. I'm saying he's overrated.
Okay.
In
Just,
terms,
I think it's because of those 2 tenures, and also one image. If we can pop that up right here, that I have in my head, is in that Champions League semifinal where Madrid came back with Rodrigo's 2 goals.
Mm-hmm.
I see Ancelotti going over to the bench talking to Cruz and Marcelo, and he's like, "What do I do?" He didn't know what to do, and he's asking them what to do. Obviously, they got lucky and ended up winning.
I think he called me after the game and he told them, I got this, guys.
Also, if we're gonna look from external things, like if we go to like VAR ref thing, Real Madrid and Barca would be tied in points, but we're not gonna talk about that today.
Washington.
Negative 10 degrees, Kyle.
Christian, Google it.
We're not gonna get into that topic today. That's a whole nother episode. But I mean, you guys want to go on to honorable mention?
honorable mentions, do it.
All right, I'm gonna throw my 3 right out there. Jorginho, we already mentioned him.
Yeah.
Kind of talked about him. Cody Gakpo,
Yeah,
came with a lot of hype. World Cup hype,
died him down, yeah.
didn't live up. And my last one was Saliba. Getting shouts as the best defender in the Premier League. No, he's not.
Negative.
Not even solid, honestly. Who do you got?
I have 2 attacking players, Palmer and Saka. Basically the same thing I've been saying all episode. Just another English player getting the hype from the media. Palmer has half as well as penalties.
At least seems like he's got something against English players.
It just type. Yeah,
I had Bellingham, he slipped through the cracks.
I had Palmer down that man. I think he does get a lot of hype, and yeah, most of the goals are PKs, man.
I want to hear Kyle on it because I know Kyle's like, Palmer's a dog,
Kyle
were
said
saying it the
Palmer
other
to
day.
Real Madrid.
He said Palmer's
Crazy take.
I like
Crazy
I like
take.
Palmer.
He said that.
Palmer. I think he plays well.
I think he's quality.
he plays well.
Pep said
I
it,
think he's a
but
quality player. I wouldn't necessarily like overhype him or
Yeah.
anything, but like I think he's a
100%.
solid player in a garbage Chelsea team.
Yeah, he looks good on the TikTok reels you watch, but I mean, like,
Okay.
but what do you got, Kyle?
I just had a list. We kind of like mentioned all of them, but mine was like Louis, Kane, Shaw, Araujo, Enzo, and Alaba.
Shaw, can you expand on that one a little bit? That one's interesting.
that was interesting.
Well, people are saying that he's top 3 defender in the world, and I just completely disagree with that.
But I wouldn't rate him.
No, I think
So I think it's, I don't know how
You're the player right now.
He's playing.
he's a rentable player, maybe for like a mid-tier Premier team, but I don't think he's.
Man U quality.
Man, how old is
Yeah, I mean, Man U, mid-tier team.
He's a little older. I'd probably say
Is he
late
older?
20s.
Shaw.
So for him to be considered top 3 now, that's kind of ridiculous,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah, but I mean, I think overall, I mean, we have definitely very different views on like all of our 11s, like overrated
Yeah.
players. I think there's gonna be some controversial ones that people are gonna, they're gonna bash us for.
Name
but
all. Let me
It
know.
is what it is.
Let us know what
Let
you
me
guys
know.
think. Let us know.
Let us know what you guys think down below. Give us the top 3 overrated players in the world. But we leave it off there.
Let's do it.
All right. Like, comment, subscribe. It's only up from here.
Yes, sir.
So